Hi friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. I cannot believe it is the 1st of March already, which means we have our first of the month challenge. I'll let you know more about that in a few minutes. But first of all, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda and this is my Oliver. And if you're returning, we appreciate you so much. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting.
Okay, here's DIY number one. So for this DIY, I'm going to end up using just a little more than a box of tumbling tower blocks, the big blocks. I think there's like 72 in them from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to take and I'm going to glue them together end by end using my Tight Bond multi-purpose quick and thick glue and hot glue. Now, if you have more time on your hands, then I would just recommend using wood glue and letting them set. But I created 4 strips of 6, 8 strips of 2, and 12 strips of 3. Then I'm going to take the strips and I'm going to attach them together, the matching strips. So like this is the strips of 6. I put one on top of the other using wood glue and hot glue. Here's a strip of 3. I did the same thing, wood glue and hot glue, and added them together like that. Then I did add a clamp on there just for a few minutes just to let that wood glue set. Then I'm going to start, I made it in this shape of a cross, and I'm going to use my Tight Bond multi-purpose glue here again and hot glue, and I'm going to glue them all together and until I had every piece glued. Then I painted it with my antique wax. Now, I would recommend painting it first and then gluing it because it made it really hard to stay together when I did that. And I did have to reinforce, I don't know if you can see there, I did reinforce the seams with some little bits of um, craft stick that I had went over with antique wax. So here I took some chicken wire. I got this from Amazon a couple of years ago, and I am just going to use my stapler and staple it in place. Now, when you use this stuff, you want to be very careful because the ends can be sharp, and I did poke my thumb at one point. But I'm just going to continue and staple it all the way around my little cross here. Well, not little, it's a big cross. Then I took my wire cutters and I just went and cut it all down all the way around my cross until it was all cut out. Then I took these beautiful lilies that I just found at Dollar Tree and I loved them because they had purple in them. And I'm just going to kind of have them go diagonally across the front of my cross. I turned it over and then I am attaching the ends of my stems there with some floral wire. And I just went and I attached each one to the chicken wire, and then I'm going to uh, kind of fluff it, make sure it all looks good before I finish putting all the wire on there. And then I just went and cut down all of those stems. After that, I decided to go ahead and add some of this lamb's ear from Dollar Tree. And again, I just used my floral wire to attach it in place as well. And then I did like the same thing, I trimmed off the back of the long parts of those stems. And yeah, after that, what did I do? Oh, I took some half beads here and I am just going to go over them with my antique wax. Now I put them on painter's tape because I find this is the best way to do it for myself. I know there's many other people that do other techniques, but I like this technique the best. And I just go over all of my beads with that wax, and then I just took a paper towel and wiped off the excess. And then after that, I am just going to, I think I just used, did I use only hot glue? We'll see here in just a moment. But I'm going to glue them onto the front right over where those little craft sticks are that I put on for added strength. And no, I used my Tight Bond glue and hot glue here. And I'm just going to put these on top of them. And I only did that on the front. And I didn't do it on all of them. I just did it on the ones that you could see just to kind of help hide them a little bit. But for me, it just adding those little craft sticks really did help give it a lot more support. And this is all I'm going to do with that. I just added those all the way around and it was done. I didn't add a hanger because I can add or I can hang it right where the top part is with the chicken wire. And I love how this came out. I kind of got this idea from my daughter-in-law's wreath that she made. If you saw a few videos back, I showcased her wreaths, and it kind of made me think of this idea. Okay, so today is the Spring Flowers collaboration, and on the first of every month, my friend Amanda with 6 kids and a glue gun and I get together and we host a collaboration. And this month's theme, of course, is spring flowers. If you don't know who Amanda is, she is so talented. Make sure you check out her channel and the playlist. I'll have links to all of them in the description box below. Okay, here's DIY number 2. So for this DIY, I'm going to use 1.5 packets from Dollar Tree of those wood planks. I took 4 out and I'm going to use my T square ruler. I don't know what you call it. And I'm going to cut diagonals. And I I did kind of measure to make sure once I had them both traced out that they were really close in size. I don't think they were exact in size, but they are very close. So I decided to stay with that. And then this is the hard part. I took my box cutter and I just kind of kept scoring and scoring and scoring, and it does get tiring. Um, I did try my scissors at one point, but yeah, of course they're not going to work. But I did end up getting my miter shears out, and after I scored about 4 or 5 times, then I would use the miter shears. It doesn't go all the way across, but I use it on the ends, and that really helped them help me be able to cut through them faster. Once I had one set cut out, I took it and I grabbed 4 more of those planks, and I'm just marking the cutouts, and then I'm going to cut them out as well. And then when I had 2 sets of each cut out, I painted them with Waverly chalk paints in the color Ballet Slipper, Maize, Celery, and Agave. And I only painted the front side. I didn't paint the back side because you're not going to see the back side. Although you kind of do. So you might, if you want to recreate this, you might want to paint both sides. Then, because I love distressing and I love rustic, and I was really in the rustic mood when I was making this, I decided to take my hazelnut paint by Waverly and do some distressing all over these. Now, if you want to recreate this and you don't like distressing, you don't have to do it, that part. It's just like I said, I've been really in a rustic mood lately and really wanted to do this. And then I took some tumbling tower blocks. I think I took 10 of them. And I am going to paint just one side and the ends of them. And that's because you're not going to see the other sides. They're going to be glued. So why waste the paint, right? So once I had them all painted, I am going to connect my wood planks together using my Jumbo Craft Sticks, wood glue, and hot glue. I'm just going to put one right down the middle of each. And then I'm going to start gluing my tumbling tower blocks on the sides of one of them. And I'm just gluing on the unpainted part and making sure the unpainted part is facing inside. And I do this all the way around. So I do one on each plank and then one at the very bottom. And then I am going to add the other plank to those tumbling tower blocks. So I add my wood glue on top of them, and then I'm going to add my hot glue, and then I'm just going to place that other set of planks on top of it. Now, when I set them on top, I thought I had it perfectly even, but it was off just a hair. So I took that extra tumbling tower block that I had, which I'm glad I did an extra one, and I just glued it to the back, and then it stands perfectly. It was not really wanting to stand before. So then I took these are some flowers I got from Walmart, all 3 of these, and they're all 97 cents each. And I'm just kind of spreading them apart and mixing them together. I thought about cutting them and putting them in separately, but I felt like they would fall too deep into it and wouldn't stick out as much. So I left them all together like that and just kind of spread them apart and tried to interweave them all so that it looked a little more mixed up, I guess. And then I took this ribbon from Dollar Tree and I am going to put it around the front. Now, if you can't find these flowers at Walmart, you can use any kind of flower from Dollar Tree as well. Excuse me. And then I'm going to take some more of that ribbon and make a bow by doing the awareness ribbon, scrunching it up in the middle and tying it with some jute twine. And I just tie a knot here. I try to make sure it's centered Every once in a while, I'll do this and I'll get done and like, oh, that's really lopsided. But after that, I am going to trim it off and then I'm going to dovetail the ends and you just fold the ends together and cut at an angle. And once I have that done, I'm just going to hot glue that to the front of my ribbon. And that's all there is for this. I love how this came out. I saw this on Pinterest, but it was a door hanger, so you could definitely make this as something to hang. But I thought it'd be fun to make it more like a shelf sitter. And I love it, although it's very tall, but I love it. You have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. Okay, I always like to take this moment to thank all my subscribers because I appreciate you all so very much. And if you're new here and enjoy today's video and you like home decor on a budget, I invite you to hit that red subscribe button, become part of our YouTube family. And then if you'd like to help support my channel, you can do so by giving me that thumbs up, commenting, watching those ads. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find the links to those accounts in the description box below. Okay, here is DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I took a pizza pan from Dollar Tree and I am just going to sand off all around the edges and I didn't sand the back. I probably should have, but I just sanded around the edges because I'm not going to paint the inside part. So then I just kind of wiped it all off, got all that stuff off of there. And then I took some paint colors that I mixed together because I didn't have a color that matched my vinyl that I'm going to use. And I'm just going to paint all around the edge part of my pizza pan. And then I did end up painting the back of it as well so that it matches. If you do paint on a pizza pan, I always recommend using like Mod Podge or a sealant afterwards, which I didn't do this time and I need to go back and do it because it really does help protect that paint. So this is the paint that I mixed together: Waverly Ocean, Apple Barrels, Deep Navy, and Black. And I mixed those colors together until I had a color that I felt looked about right. So I took these little insets that come off of the pizza pans. I took two of them, they're half, and I taped them together so that I have a full um, size of the inside of that pizza pan, and I traced it out and then I cut it out with vinyl. If you have the little what are they, fry cover thingies that are screened, you know, they're like the lids that go over the pans, those work too. From Dollar Tree, they're the perfect size. I'm going to take some of this Dollar Tree vinyl that I've had in my stash for a little while, but I did get it, like I said, from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to place it in the front. I think it is so pretty, and I don't know why I don't use it off very often, but I just love it. I did have to like push out some air bubbles from that, but once I had it smooth, I took this burlap. I got this from Hobby Lobby, and I cut it down to fit right in the middle there, and I'm just going to glue it in place with my hot glue. And after that, I am going to take this nautical rope from Dollar Tree and I'm going to go around and glue using hot glue. I'm going to glue that to the just all around the pizza pan. Now, I would also recommend doing maybe some E6000 or Fix All glue as well as the hot glue if you have time to let it set. After that, I had this Waverly chalk paint in the color Pink Cloud, and I painted this sign that I got from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm just going to use my Tight Bond Quick and Thick multi-purpose glue, and I'm going to go over the back of my sign, and then I'm going to go over some of the open areas with my hot glue. And again, the multi-purpose glue is for permanent hold, the hot glue is for immediate hold. Then I took some of these flowers from Walmart. Now they're like a 350 or something, but I think they're so pretty and I thought they looked really good with the colors with this vinyl. And I think they're ranunculus. Is that how you say it? Anyways, I'm just going to take some of the leaves and the flowers and glue them all along the side. And then they have some of these longer stems that I'm going to add here and there. And I just filled that up until I was happy with the way it looked. Then I took some more of this burlap from Hobby Lobby, glued two ends together. I don't know how long I cut it. I just kind of eyed it. And then I'm just going to scrunch it up in the middle And I am going to tie it again, and I'm just making a bow, no tails, just the bow, and I'm going to put it right on the bottom there. And then I took some more of that nautical rope from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to glue it to the back of my sign like you see me doing there to make a hanger, and there it is. I love how this turned out. I think it is so sweet. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreation. And we have this very pretty piece that Annabelle made. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing, Annabelle. And then Charlotte, this is so cute. I love it. I love how you use the yarn there. And then we have Tammy has been busy making all kinds of things. That little SpongeBob was for her grandson's Valentine's. I think it's so sweet. Thank you, ladies. And if you have a creation or recreation that you would like me to showcase, you can send pictures to my email address that's there or send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, here's DIY number 4, the final DIY. So I'm going to take this wood round that I got from Walmart, I believe, and these little tulips, they're MDF tulips from Amazon. And I'm going to paint them all with Waverly chalk paints in the color white, agave, celery, maize, ballet slipper, pink cloud, and lavender. After they were all painted and dried, I took my white marker here from Dollar Tree, and I'm just kind of making a tulip design on the inside of my flowers. And once those were all done, I did some dry brushing. And again, if you don't like the dry brushing, you and want to create these, you know, just do you. You do you. And just do what you like. But like I said, I've been in the rustic mood, and I just really wanted to have some dry brushing on here to make it look old and rustic. So that's what I did all the way around the flowers. And then I also did it around my wood round because of course I couldn't have my wood round be um, white if everything else is rustic. So I just went ahead and did some dry brushing. If you don't like the hazelnut color, which is what I'm using, you could also do it in like a gray or black. But yeah, I don't know about black on the flowers, but yeah. Anyways, so I'm just going to finish doing my little dry brushing here, distressing, whatever you want to call it. And I took these wood candle cups from Hobby Lobby. There's 3 in a pack for $1.99. So I used one whole pack plus one. And I went over them and painted them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. And this can be quite messy, as you can tell by my fingers there. So once they were dry and I got all cleaned up, I am going to add them to the bottom of my wood round. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to do some dry brushing on them as well because we can't have clean white feet on a riser if we have dry brushed or distressed riser, right? But again, if you don't like the distressing, you can skip that part. I'm going to use my Type Bond Quick and Thick multi-purpose glue and my hot glue here, and I'm going to just start attaching those to the bottom of my riser. And then after I have all 4 on there, I am going to start attaching my tulips. Now I just kind of put them in place so I knew about where to glue them, and I'm just using my multi-purpose glue again and hot glue, and I'm just going to glue them in place. And again, if you have time to wait, you could just use the multi-purpose glue or even wood glue and just glue it and let it sit for a while. And there it is. I decided to put a candle in it, but you could, what would be really cute too is if you had a vase full of tulips, fake or real, that would be really cute there with it as well. But anyways, there it is. I love it. I know some of you aren't going to like it because of the distressing, but I love it. Okay, here is the final reveal. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you check out Amanda's channel as well as the playlist. Again, I'll have links to all of them in my description box below and let them all know I sent you. And I will be back again on Sunday with another video, so stay tuned. It'll be a fun one. So with all that being said, you guys, I truly hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.